Standing in line might be one of the most neurologically exhausting points of your entire vacation. And it's something nobody talks about. As a travel agent, we talk about the rides, we talk about the food. I love the food. We talk about hotels, but we don't talk about what standing in line is actually doing to your brain. And that's simply because we live in a neurotypical world. Let me introduce myself here. I'm Heath Houlihan. I'm your neurodivergent travel agent. And what I'm attempting to do right now is to build a community to make travel fulfilling for neurodivergent individuals like myself. So, today I'm going to break down the science of waiting in line. So, we treat it like it's passive, like nothing's happening. But neurologically, let me explain this to you, a lot is happening. Your brain is constantly predicting what comes next. Kind of like when you're driving, like trying to think, was this car doing this? Is this car doing that? Like, what's going to happen? That's one of the primary jobs of your brain. It wants patterns. It wants predictability. It wants timeline, certainty. When you're in a theme park line, especially something like a Disney World or Universal Orlando, you're in an environment especially engineered for stimulation. In fact, a lot of how Disney, in particular, keeps you entertained is by stimulating throughout the line. But music is playing, people are talking, kids are crying, announcements are happening, smells are happening, the line may or may not be moving, and your brain just can't turn off this prediction mode. It wants to know what's next. So the wait time says 45 minutes, it feels like 90, and your brain registers unpredictability. Uncertainty activates your stress pathways. Even if you're technically safe, you feel this sense of dread. So there's fascinating research showing that uncertainty oftentimes creates more stress than known negative outcomes. I know of myself this is true. I oftentimes have told my counselor, not that I want anything bad to happen, but I'd rather know what the bad is so that I can plan for it rather than looking at 10,000 options. So if you tell someone something unpleasant will happen in 10 minutes, like I said, your body prepares for it, you regulate around that. If you tell them sometime, it stays activated. So like someone says to you something bad going to happen in 5 minutes, in 5 minutes you're ready. But if not, if it could be anywhere within 10 hours, you're so constantly looking around, never quite get to calm down. And theme park lines are built around that kind of uncertainty. Is the ride going to break down? Is it worth the wait? How much longer? Are we even close? Are we in the right line? It's usually not a problem, but I've thought it. For neurodivergent brains, which often crave predictability, the unpredictability drains your cognitive resources and it drains them fast. Now we need the next layer in sensory input. Standing in line often means you're in close proximity physically. You're fluctuating temperatures. You have sun exposure. You have layered conversations, sudden loud noises, movements that start and stop unpredictably. Everything around you is just major stimulation. And your brain's taking it all in, filtering all of it, trying to figure out what to do with it. And that filtering, it takes energy. Neurotypical brains tend to automate more of this filtering. Neurodivergent brains often process it more of it consciously. So one of the differences in how the brains are wired is the way that it processes information and the way it's able to filter it out, or if you have so many things happening at one time. So that means what feels mildly annoying to one person may feel physiologically overwhelming to another. And that's cognitive load stacking. And when your cognitive load is maxed out, your capacity drops, especially for enjoyment at all of joy, because you're just consistently on edge. And I've been there. I've had those meltdowns in the middle of the day, and it's definitely a rough thing. Also, there's another layer people don't consider. Even while you're standing there, your brain's still making micro decisions. Like, should we stay? Should we leave? What's the next ride? Are we wasting time? Is everyone okay? I know in the first third of a line, I oftentimes will be like, is this where I want to be? Is this worth it? If you're traveling with kids or a partner, then the mental load multiplies. You're not just regulating yourself, you're monitoring everyone else. That constant internal evaluation accelerates depletion. And by the time you reach the front of the line, you're not excited. You're honestly just simply relieved to be there. And that's not really fun anymore. So here's the thing. When uncertainty, crowding, and noise combine, your nervous system can shift towards a stress response. Fight might look like irritability. Flight might look like we're wanting to leave the park. Freeze might look like we're shutting down emotionally. So it's the fight, flight, or freeze response that is constantly happening within our bodies. What should we be doing? So we might be irritable. We might just want to get out to leave the situation. And we might just completely shut down and try to avoid it. You may also just try to look like you're forcing yourself to smile so you don't ruin the vibe. All of these are just you simply regulating, but they don't feel good. And they're not good for your strength level and your not burning yourself out. So when we understand all of this, that's when skipping lines start to look differently. So for theme parks, tolls like the Express Pass or the Lightning Lanes, Genie Plus, that kind of thing are often framed as luxury add-ons. I'm not going to lie, I look at it this way myself. But neurologically, here's what they reduce: uncertainty, exposure time, crowd duration, decision fatigue, and they shorten the activation cycles in your brain. So instead of 60 minutes of slow stress accumulation, you might have 10. So it doesn't go away, but it mitigates it. And you're preserving capacity. And this allows you to extend your day unscathed, or at least minimally scathed. Sometimes the most affordable vacation is the one where you protect your nervous system. And that's not possible for everyone, but if it is, you should certainly look into it, because one meltdown can cost an entire day. You may say it's too expensive. I have before, and sometimes, I'm not gonna lie, I still do. But the times I've done it, my body has thanked me for it. And so often, we make the choice between what is best for us and what we feel is the best choice, or the choice we're forced into. But if you're blessed enough to do it financially, there's no doubt that the science says your nervous system will thank you. The goal of a vacation is not endurance. You don't get an award for who's there the longest. It's enjoyment. If standing in line depletes you, that's data. It's not failure. It's not anything else. It's simply a data point. And data, it helps us build better strategies. So that's why you probably should consider, if you're able to, getting one of the things that help you skip the lines next time, or the days that I don't feel like paying for it, just take in the environment and not be in them at all. Now, before we go, allow me to make a personal pitch, please. If this kind of information resonates with you, head to yourneurodivergenttravelaagent.com. There we're building tools, resources, and a community to help you travel without burnout. Inside you'll find articles, videos, travel strategies, and a community that we're growing, neurodivergent travelers learning to support each other. You deserve to have the best travel experience possible, and it's my hope that I'm here to give it to you. So I hope to see you there, and we'll talk soon.